Yo, what's up, guys? Let's go over CL. Pretty good trade, pretty good trade. So let's talk about this higher time frame first. So this weekly candle is opening high first into a kind of an irrelevant high here. So as you can see, this acts as a swing point, which this high here gets SMT two stage. I wouldn't really call it the most like high probable SMT necessarily. When I like a RB, that is the all-time high, as you can see, but it's really high in the range, as you can see. So I'm not really viewing this. I wouldn't think this is like to reverse price at first thought, right? But it doesn't mean that it can't reverse or retrace price. It should just, retrace, right? Retracement reversal, two different things. And if we're going to retrace, what can my low hanging fruit objective be? It can be this gap, right? Because that's what price retraces into, is gaps. So that is going to be my draw on liquidity to trade this C3. All I'm looking for, guys, is this. A very simple move. Open, high, low, into this gap. I don't give a shit how it closes. Right? I don't care if it reverses off the gap, goes higher. I don't care. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for external, internal. That's it. That's it, guys. Confirmed by two-stage SMT. I'm trying to say C3 into that low. That's it. Really, really simple. So now we're going to go to the lower time frame within this candle. Right? We're always going to look for a refined key level. Do this on all time frames. Look for a bearish, scenario for a C2 candle. We're going to look in the lower half for a refined key level. Specific for the daily, our aligned key level will be found on the 4 hour and the 1 hour only. That's it. All right, so we go to 4 hour. Do I have a key level? No. Right, not on this asset, but it's important to look at our other assets, our other correlated markets, right? Because this high here, you may not see anything, but on these assets, there is. Well, not yet, I guess. Oh yeah, never mind, there is. I guess not on that market. But as you can see here, we obviously do have that high there. So yeah, we have a gap. So play price forward. Also, a great thing to see, guys, is these equal lows. Like, look how like close these this low is, and mark this low out on the other assets. It's been failed to manipulate it, right? This got failed to manipulate it. Obviously, this one too. So we know this is highly likely to catch up, right? Highly likely to catch up, and we don't need a strength switch because the other assets already failed to manipulate it, right? So I don't really need to see a strength switch to trade this lagging asset. So when we look inside of this daily C2 candle, what are some things you want to see? Reversal signatures, right? Because a C2 candle does not tell the full story. When we look on the higher time from C2 candle, that does not mean price reversed. We need to see reversal signatures within that. So you got to drop a lower time frame to look within that time window to see that reversal signature. So if you ever want to look inside of a daily candle, just go to the hourly time frame. This is where you want to see a V-shaped signature. Right? Do you see that V-shaped signature? That is a reverse signature. So this is actually a valid C2 candle. That's how we validate them. So with that being said, now we want to profile to support continuation away from this C2 high, right? So if we play price, what the hell? All we're waiting for price to do is open high, because we want to see this bearish. We want it to be a bearish day because we want a bearish move, right? So the way bearish candles form is they open high first. The open high creates the wick of the candle, and obviously that's going to reverse the day. In order for the price to reverse, we need a key level, right? So we know that this high is a key level on this asset or these assets here, right? So are we seeing this right here? This 1400 high right here. 1400 high. There is an SMT fill there, as you can see. Right, so we have our key level, we have our SMT. Well, first, for the first step is key level, and then you want SMT, essentially, right? So we have that. Now we want to trade expansion candles away from our key level, right? Or away from the high of day, essentially. So when we engage with this key level, does the current 4 candle support expansion away? No. It doesn't, right? As you can see, this 4-hour candle, very large move to the upside. It cannot be an bearish expansion candle. So you're simply going to wait for the next 4-hour candle to open, which is London session. So if this candle reversed, right, and we will look inside if it did, then we would expect London to expand. So this would be an Asia reversal to London expansion. That's what we're pretty much trading right now. So let's look inside of this candle here to see if we have a reversal, because mechanically we do not have one on the 4-hour chart, right? But again, that doesn't matter. You don't need a mechanical C2 candle for price to reverse. We don't need that because we know that price can reverse very late in candles, and basically create a reversal within that wick, regardless of how big the body is. Actually, it doesn't actually matter, because if it reverses really late in a candle, there's just simply not enough time in that candle to come back below the previous candle's high and close inside. It's as simple as that, right? So let's look inside this wick. Do we have an established reversal, or do we need to sweep out this high to create a reversal candle? Let's look. So the alignment for GXT is simply going to be, right, if you're trading a 4-hour, you're going to confirm the high and lows of 4-hour candles with 30-minute and hourly swing points. So we know that this here, if this next candle is 2 o'clock, we know that this is the GXT continuation sequence, because you're opening up a 4-hour candle with an already existing 30-minute or hourly swing formation, right? So basically you're opening up the new 4-hour candle in an hourly or 30-minute C3. So we should just continue right at 2 o'clock, right? So we have the swing formation here. So now what do we need to see? A reversal signature to confirm this reversal, right? We have the SMT, just like we did on the daily, right? We have a daily C2, but we want to look inside of that to see a reversal signature. So if we're on the 30-minute or hourly swing formation to confirm that with reverse signature, we're going to look at the 3-minute/5 minutes. So let's go to the 5 minutes or the 3 minutes. And as you can see, very, very nice reverse signature, right? V shape, creating gaps in price. This is all good, right? All good to trade. So you really could have entered right here or right here. Now, I'm going to be honest, I went for this. I went for this at first, and I just didn't get filled. So this was my original entry. I just never got filled. It instantly expanded without me. That's what I get for being greedy. When I could have just did something like this, just market execute on the 2 o'clock candle open, maybe put my stop loss at 0.5 of the wick or something like that, just to give it room for price to trade into these gaps here, if they wanted to. But yeah, I just got missed there. And as you can see, I can't enter. You don't want to be entering. Let's say there was a CSD like right here, for example. CSD right here. You wouldn't really want to be entering that because we have a future 15-minute gap forming right here. You guys see that? So we have to wait for this gap to be traded into, essentially. Pretty simple, right? So this would be the universal sequence. So here's the closure of that candle. Here's the closure of that 15-minute candle. And if you play price forward, we see that we do not trade into the gap, but on RB, we do. Right, so simply, this would be the GXT universal sequence. I didn't put this in my slides. Like if you look at my TraderCap Figma slides, I didn't put it in there. There's just too many slides, pretty much. But yeah, I'm trading universal sequence, guys, right here. So if you look at, you know, the opposing candles that basically created the SMT into the gap, that would be these 4 right here. So once we close through that, we're all good to go. This is perfect. Like equal lows, guys. I mean, it's really a beautiful trade. It does not get any cleaner than this. Son of a bitch. There we go. So for about 3.8R, like I said, guys, when you're trading universal models, your RR, you're just like actually holding typically your full trade, your RR is going to be pretty much way above 2. In my opinion, it should be like above 3, honestly. So Yeah. You see, as you see, it absolutely rips through that low. But I don't care about that. I'm just targeting this low, right? So yeah, 3-point AR. I'll say the execution real quick. Here we are. Too low. Pretty simple stuff, right? So yeah, that's absolutely beautiful trade. Really A+ in my opinion. Universal sequence, as usual. That shit always delivers. And yeah, when we reach this low, we do get a nice reaction off of it. You get a nice CSD and whatnot. There's just no follow through to this range, as you can see. Like a really strong range will do something like this. It'll have another candle expansion and create like a gap, for example. We just didn't do that. I'm not sure what these assets look like at this time either. Like, to be honest, looks good, right? Like, looks pretty good. It's not like you can trade it, though. Like, you can't trade this reversal. I don't think you can. Yeah. There's a PSP, I guess. It's only one stage SMT, but maybe you catch this expansion. But I think the wick size will be too big. Yeah. The wick size will just be too big. So you just want to wait regardless until that new 4-hour candle closes, which would be like right here. I'm not sure if there's any confirmation to. Let's look. Is this a PSP on the 4-hour? No. Let's look inside of this 4-hour candle, and this is what you see, right? This is what I mean, guys, by you cannot copy trade, or you can't copy, what's it called? Pattern trade, like C2 candles. You can't do it. When you look inside the C2 candle, is this a reverse signature, guys? Fuck no, right? You get it right here. You initially get it, but then it just bullshits. So what is that? It's just consolidation, right? You can see what price does. Like, this is just like seek and destroy, essentially. Like if I show you, right, price cannot displace really through the current high of day. So if it can't do that, that's not good, right? Because we already took out this high, and then you took out this low. So as you can see, price is like just doing what? Literally seek and destroy. That's not really the greatest profile of all time. So you would want to demand this low to be taken again, ideally. And that's just like, obviously, we're just continuing the seek and destroy. You're going to see what happens here, though. Prices end up taking this low out, which is non-SMT, I don't think. Yeah, non-SMT. It is an SMT break, right? So when price breaks this SMT, you're going to see what happens here. You're going to see the sequence that we have. So if you mark out the current low of week, which is right here, current high of week, this asset is somewhere in the middle, right? When I'm go to this asset over here, this asset is below the current low of week. So with advanced premium discount, we can define ranges a couple different ways. And one of them is with the current weekly high or low, right? So this is exactly what we see right now. This is for my assessing part 2 video, whenever the fuck that drops. But this would be CL, this would be like RB, for example. You can see that RB taking out the current week low. This asset is not. So yeah, that's pretty cool to see, right? And yeah, as you can see, here's your 2-stage SMT right here. PSP, that SMT break as the confirmation to it. And then if you look here, looks like we form maybe some relevant low. Yeah, looks like we form some relevant low within that. And as you can see here, another 2-stage SMT. So there's gonna be opportunities, guys, to take longs and stuff like that, shorts inside of these low probable days. But again, they're still low probable, but you can see the opportunities here maybe, right? You can see this 10 a.m. When you look inside of this, 6 a.m. reversal candle, right, you have that 2-stage SMT. Yeah, that 4-hour candle essentially opens low first, kind of consolidates a little bit. As you can see, that inside bar, we manipulate that inside bar low. Right, here's the inside bar, essentially the consolidation. As you can see, this asset manipulates that low. And then it's confirmed with 2-stage SMT. Only 30-minute. Right? Go on the lower time frame. Do you have a V shape? Yes. So we can target this high as a little scalp. A little scalpy whelpy. So there's always going to be opportunities like that, guys. But there's still kind of low probable, right? But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that there. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. We'll go over indices next. Hopefully you guys learned a lot.